Here's a little sneak peek. Stay till the end and see how we made this. Hi you guys, welcome back to Jolie Knott's Hollywood Homestead. I am Crystal and today we're going to be learning how to make some fake leather. Now you can do this in all kinds of different colors, ways. I've backed some of these with like more paper bag. This is just paper bag. Paper bag and also packaging. So it's a little bit thinner, but you can see it's like fabric kind of. It's like really soft. This one's just from an Amazon paper bag. And then these ones are from paper bag also, but I have it backed. So this one is backed on one. This one is backed. And then here's one that's backed and that I don't have any color on yet. So what I want to do is show and explain to you guys how to make all of these different ones. So the first thing we do is we just get some paper, any old paper, and crumple it up. The more you crumple it, the softer it gets. You do not need conditioner and you do not need lotion. Let me show you. These two, one is done with lotion and one is not. I asked my husband to hold these and feel them and tell me which one he felt more like leather or he liked the feeling of better. And he chose the one with no lotion. Now you can also tell, let me see if I can get you close. You can also tell the one without lotion, you can still see all of the creases and, you know, the aging-ish, like and the aging of it. Whereas the one with lotion, it kind of almost like evens it out a little bit, which is okay. But I guess it's going to be more dependent on what you want to do with it. Because for me, if I'm using this with paper craft, it's going to be glued on something, which is why I have these. And if you glue something on that hardly has any texture, you're not really going to see it. It's just going to look like, it's just not going to look, I guess, genuine. It might feel a little more genuine, which I can't really tell, but it's just not going to look that way. Okay, so this one I backed. I did all of my crumpling and then glued and backed this on, which we're going to do later. I just want to explain to you the process of these. And then I added inks, just vintage photo ink and a morning mist to get the different colors. And when you rub your pad on it, I'll show you that. When you rub your pad on it and all the raised edges are up, that's where the color comes from. Now this one is on some paper that I dyed coffee on and then rubbed some ink over it. And then let's see, this one is my other one from here. And this one here, okay. The difference between these two, they're both backed, just with a different paper. They are both crumpled the same. They're both glued the same. The difference with these two is this one I did put lotion on after everything was glued down before I colored it, just to see how the difference was going to feel. And it does feel a little bit softer, maybe. It's not hardly a difference at all. But with this one, I put gesso on top, just glue and water. And it definitely gave it more of a paper-like feel. It looks leathery, but it does not feel leathery whatsoever. So it's really just going to be kind of up to you as far as like what kind of finish you want. So I'll do a few projects with these so that way you can watch. We'll put those on like a time lapse or something so you can check out different like ideas. But right now, what we're going to do is create a paper. So first thing you're going to do is get yourself some paper bag. And we're turning it into this without the ribs. I ripped that one. Whoops. So you're going to get yourself a paper bag and then all you're going to do is crumple it. Just crumple it. Now this is a really thick paper bag, and so this is gonna get a lot of crumples. The thing that I see the most with people that are doing this in tutorials is they don't crumple it enough. And that's why they think they need this, I think anyways, that's why they think that they need lotion or conditioner, because this paper is so hard. But I don't know if you remember back in the 90s when I was a kid, we used to do this all the time to cover our books. You know, you had to have book covers and we were poor. And so this is what we did to decorate our books and make book covers. It's just kind of like turn our paper into old looking vintage type paper. So I'm 42 now. I've been doing this for 25 years at least. So I was really shocked when I was watching some of those tutorials. It seems like a lot of people have made this so much more difficult than it needs to be. Not that any of it is difficult, but you don't need all those steps. All those steps are just extra. You know, if you want to do, I like quick things. I like quick and easy, and having something to see that's, you know, cool and doesn't, like, I don't know, take too much time, and it's not too complicated. So scrunch it up. Just keep scrunching and scrunching and scrunching. When you get to a certain spot, you can kind of scrunch it and then roll it. And the more you scrunch it, the softer it gets. So remember, I'm still working on this one. And you can definitely tell the difference. So if you don't really like the way that it's coming out, I mean, it really just looks like a scrunched up piece of paper at this moment. So keep scrunching. I'm gonna go ahead and mute and fast forward through this part because the loudness of the paper scrunching is wreaking havoc on my ears. So it's gotta be wreaking havoc on some of your ears too. Find your spots that feel more crinkly. Open it up, scrunch it back up, and give it a little roll. Now this roll doesn't really work like right in the beginning. You gotta have it a little bit scrunched up first before you can start rolling it again. Okay, so I think that's gonna be, I think it needs more, actually, in my opinion. You're gonna do this for probably a good 3 to 5 minutes. And also depending on how big your paper is. But the more you go, the more soft it's gonna feel. Okay, so I'm gonna go on this one just a little bit longer, and then we'll back it on another piece of paper and we'll make something out of it. Okay, I think that's gonna be good. So now what I'm gonna do, here's what you wanna decide. If your paper is as big as the size that you want it, and you're gonna use like that paper in a single sheet and not like tear it into pieces, you're gonna want to edge the color before you glue it down. So I would just want to like color my edges before I glue it down, because it's going to be kind of difficult unless you trim it to edge everything up. Now you can paint this when you're decorating it. You can use ink, you can use coffee, you can use metallic, you can use marker, you can use really like whatever you want. You can use tea. I'm just doing with the inker, the stamper inker. Okay, so now with this, I'm gonna back it on here. Actually, let's do it this way so I can try to cover those just in case I want to use the back of this paper for something. Okay. And so here I just have my mixture of glue and water. And all I'm going to do is paint over, let me get a backing. All we're gonna do is paint over our paper that we want to back our faux leather on. Let me get plastic. Okay, I just keep some of these old plastic grocery bags so that way they can be like my protector to my work surface. So you're just gonna glue this on. It doesn't have to be like thick or anything like that. And my mixture is about 2/3 glue and about 1/3 water. I didn't tell you guys what this is for, huh? Sorry, this little funny thing that I could take it off, but I didn't, is I don't have a lid for this, and I keep this paintbrush inside of my little glue thing, and it's not Mod Podge, it's just water and glue. And then I have this little guy, oops, I ripped him, but I have this little guy, so he just elastics on there and keeps it dry or moist for me. Okay, so we've got our backing, and now we're just gonna take our paper and set it down right on top. And I'm gonna take my bone folder. You can probably use like a highlighter, and we're just gonna smooth out, like, we're gonna press it down basically all the way onto the paper with the glue on it, okay? So burnish it, that's the word I'm looking for. We're burnishing now. Now, as you can see, at least in the video, it looks like all the creases have gone away. And that's really just because it's in the video. And it's getting kind of like straightened out. But I assure you, they are all still there. And then what we're gonna do, make sure you're getting all the air bubbles out. Hello, Tuxie. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take you could either use your smudger or you can use the entire ink pad. So, and you're just gonna go over it really lightly. And as you're going over it lightly, you'll see the raised edges start coming into like a definition a little bit more. So let me do half with the smudger and then half with the ink pad. So you've got a little bit more control in the areas that you can go to. But then when we use the ink pad, again, really lightly, we're just gonna rub over the top in all the directions. And there, you got it. And now let's do a darker color. I have an onyx black and I also have a morning mist. So let's do two different ways or two different colors so you can see how those differences are. The different colors are just gonna kind of change the look. Just be creative, do it all. Okay, lightly. That looks nice. Okay, now let's see how the morning mist comes out. It's a little bit more of like an antique-y type black instead of so onyx. But see how it's not a huge, like, it doesn't matter how you want to do it. Just do it. Play with it. It takes a couple of minutes to make another one. I mean, literally, I made all of these within like an hour last night just because I was playing around and I wanted to show you guys all the different things that you can do. And we just created this one in a couple of minutes. So you can add to this if you want. This, of course, has to dry still. But you can add to this in colors. You can change the color. Do it in like a burgundy reddish and make it like a reddish leather. I don't know. Anyways, let's try to make a project with this. Okay, let's take this one and turn it into, what shall we turn this into? Let's turn it into a little folio. Now, I put a folio up on the channel today, actually, when this video is coming out. And now we're going to do another one. Maybe I'm in the folio mood. Or a wallet kind of mood. That actually looks a little... a wallet. That looks a little bit more like a wallet type thing. We can put like a little closure here. We need to grunge up this edge. It's a little bit too close. Well, do I want to grunge it up? What do I want to do? I think I just want to color it more. Let's just color this up more and keep the edge. And we could turn this into like a little travel planner. So that way when you put it in your purse, we've got it all grunged up already. And you don't have to worry about it getting even more messed up. Okay. We've got the edges. We've got that. What shall we put inside of it? I don't know. I want to put down something for inside of it. Let's put down this paper so it's on both sides. Yeah, let's put this down on this side. So we've got it on both sides, and then we'll add stuff to the edges to cover all this up on the inside. Let's do that. Let me get my little plastic back out. And get some more paint on here. You don't have to worry about going too close to the edges. We'll just go in there with a little glue tip and make sure the edges are all pinned down to where we didn't get it too close. And I'm gonna put it right in the middle of this. Now it looks a lot smaller, but once we start spreading it out, it's actually gonna go closer to the edge. It's smaller because of the wrinkles. Now take your bone folder or something to help burnish it. Okay, so I'm just gonna take my glue and stick the edges down that the other glue didn't go all the way to. It did pretty good all the way around, actually. Nicely done, nicely done. And what do we want to do? I think I want to put like book page edges, or I mean these things. I like these antique bronze ones. Let's use those. And then we'll need some pliers to push that down. Okay. Now this is the inside, so we want these to look like they're coming from the outside. Make sure it's on there really strong so it doesn't come off. I probably should have colored the inside of that first. That's okay. Mistakes make pretty things, because you always find a way to fix it. And there's the two, and then now let's do the two more coming down. If you've got this like double-sided thing going on like me, make sure all the edges are pushed in. That needs a little trim off so the corner can fit a little bit better. Okay, there we go. That's cute. I like that. That's adorable. And then maybe later in the ABC challenge or the ABC April, we can make inserts on here. Right now we're just doing the outside, but I have an idea for the closure. Okay, so what I've come up with is I have this container of like leather straps, which I think will wrap around. Let me see if I can find a longer one. Oh, this one's long. Brown? Brown or black? Let's see if we can find a long black one and then we'll just compare it. Here we go. Okay. There's one brown, one black, and then I also have these little keys. Wouldn't that be cute to dangle off? Yeah. Which one? A little bitty baby one. That's a cute little rose. I think I want to go bigger though. Like that one. Let's do this one. Okay. So let's see, how shall we do this? I think we should put a hole in here and then put this through. So it just wraps around. What do you guys think? We're gonna use our little riveting, divoting, whatever you call this little machine thing, to put a reinforced hole here. We're gonna use, I guess this one would match the most because of the antique-y. It's kind of similar. Okay, so we're gonna go and find the middle here. We're gonna punch a hole. Crystal. Silly. Okay, look at that. We'll put some black on there somehow, like a black crayon. I think we can do it probably with the black crayon. Maybe even a black Sharpie. What if we put a little Sharpie on there and then grunge it up a little? That kind of works. A little bit on something. And then I think I'm gonna go with the brown one. So let's just do this. Let's hinge this in. And then go through here. Oh, actually, you know what will be cool? Let's do it a little bit different. So we're gonna hinge through there and then we're gonna open these up. And go from the back to the front. Oops, back to the front. Listen to your own directions, Crystal. Okay, and then we can tie that up. Tighten that up, not tie it. It's already tying on its own. And it just gives it kind of like a little bit of a different look in there than the regular old just over and through. So we're gonna do like this, and then it's just gonna wrap around. We're gonna wrap it around like that. And then here, I can just flip right through like that. And what? Where shall we have the key hang from? Here or here? I want the key to hang from here. So let's get a jump ring. Okay, so I have this little piece that I made at some point, and I think that it would go nicely because it can just go right in there, and then the key can hang right off of here. This is going to, it'll get darker. What's the word I'm looking for? Oxidize. This will oxidize, so it'll get a little bit closer to the color. So I'm just gonna swipe that out and put it in here. Close it back together. And then open the bottom one and put the key in there. And then close the bottom one. There we go. Shall we put some more paper in it? Do we want to put paper in it? Okay, let's do something else with it. Let's add some more color here. And what are some ideas that you guys want to work on inside of this little folio wallet type thing? What are some ideas that you guys have that we can put in here throughout the rest of ABC April? And then we can just build this through the month. We can build this with the crochet theme journal. We're also doing the wedding theme journal. And now we have this leather grunge theme journal. So we've got 3 different journals that we're working on so far this month, and it's only the 5th. All right, you guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm almost at 74,000 subscribers. I would love to hit 75K this month. So help me out, guys. Please share the video, like, subscribe, leave your comments, and let me know what you thought. Thanks, everyone. Bye.